Haha, I made it. I'm had some trouble with my mic. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. So, this is what we got going today, you guys. Day 7 of the 30-day lemon painting challenge. I'm glad you're here with me. Um, let's um, let's get going. We've only got an hour. Oh my goodness. That was strange. That was strange. We just got shut down and I don't know. Okay, well, I wanted to get better audio, but at least you can hear me now. 10 minutes, I'll have to edit the first 10 minutes out. Or do something. Okay. I hope you can hear me now. So, I'm sure you could see we're just rubbing out the lights. So I put raw umber and just scraped back or rubbed out the light areas of this painting. I can't see the chat, so I don't know, Mac Carr, if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay, well, onwards and onwards. All right. So next. What we're going to do is go in and do the darks. So we do have a pretty strong dark here. And I'm just going to kind of squint back and establish that. You can see right away. I love it. I love how everything just pulls together so quickly without, it really doesn't take very much. Okay, immediately cast shadows. Just placed in there, and you can see I can see, I guess it looks in the on the image here from your side. You've got a slightly different view than I do. My view has got the lemons coming out. This white little thing happening, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to make it all basically dark shadow. Okay. In the beginning, we are just putting in the local color. And again, you guys are seeing the shadow coming right up to the image, and I'm seeing it quite a bit higher, the angle that I'm looking at it. Adding a little bit of yellow ochre, which is not a color that I normally use. And the reason is that I used it so much when I was learning how to paint that I got dependent on it. So I took it off my palette and said, if I need a yellow ochre color, I will create one. Again, still working with these shadow areas. not attaching myself to them. I'm not getting committed to these shadow areas but just slowly working them. It's getting more yellow here in this area. So it's just creating that the shadows. It's just squinting down. Again, I'm going to use a yellow ochre. Can you guys see that? Yeah, no, it's just not a very good camera. As soon as I'm able to, I will. So what I'm doing different here than what I normally do is really looking at the different planes. You know, this is up above, this is a different plane here, this is changing, all these different planes, and working on getting the color or the hue and the value of what I'm seeing. I haven't quite got it. The shadow here needs to be a darker value. So I'm gonna, and it is, and that's it's a pretty good lesson. It's a pretty good lesson. I've never actually done this before, so let's see what happens. I'm going to go in with just raw umber. I may want to do a dark background. I did do a painting earlier today. I just haven't had a chance to upload it yet. These same two lemons, but with a light background. Here, I'll show it to you. There. It was done earlier today for yesterday's, because I wasn't able to make it yesterday. Okay, whoops. I hope you can hear me now. Somebody let me know if you can hear me, just a thumbs up kind of thing. I'm sure you can. It says that it's working. All right, so the problem now is I do want to hold the shadows. So let's see what happens if we make some yellow ochre with the ultramarine blue. Adding white is only one way of lightening a color and should not be used too easily. Okay, that might work. Thank you, Linda. Glad you're here. Are you painting with me? Okay, so let's get a little bit of the local color in. Of the yellow. I'm going to mix a little bit of the yellow ochre in there. To gray it down a little bit. Okay. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. So you can see, because it's all one color, that it's flat. Looks like the lemon has been sliced. Sliced. It's also much warmer than well, this lemon is warmer than that one. That one's a bit more, it's cooler, isn't it? I'm gonna give little hints of it. It's looking kind of fuzzy there. I wonder why. Okay. So we have this area. Really toning it back for this area. creating more of a green. Okay. That's interesting. Seems like it's not focusing. See, it looks focused from the iPhone, but not. So that looks out of focus. I wonder why. It's doing like a focus thing, isn't it? Frame focus. No, not automatic. Okay. That looks better, right? Huh. I really don't understand. I really don't know why this is out of focus. Does anybody know? Give me a second. I don't know why it's out of focus, and I really don't even know how to fix it. That's just... Somebody help me. Yeah, I am totally lost. I'm totally lost on this. So, maybe if I take off this camera and put in a different one. Give me a second, guys. If somebody knows how to, I'm with Streamlabs. I don't really know how to editor. I don't really know how to fix that. I don't know why it's not focused. It was focused yesterday and earlier today, but now it's not focused. I don't understand. Going back to automatic. And it looks like it is. I mean, it really does look like it's focused from the app. And on my iPhone, it looks focused. And here, it just doesn't. All right. This is not turning out to be a very good live stream. I don't know what to do about it, so I'm going to continue. I'm just going to continue painting, and it is what it is, right? Add a new source. Nope. Let's see if that's... No, it's not going to work either. Vita's iPhone. Oh dear. Thanks, Linda. I'm sorry I'm having trouble with my camera. This is not good for me because it just doesn't work. Hiding that one. Let's go back to well, that looks better. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. So hopefully this is going to work better. Now, here's the thing. The second lemon, this one over here, is has a lighter green. And I have a cad yellow. It's a medium, so it can pretty much go either way. You can make it cooler and you can also make it warmer. So adding a little bit of blue in here. I'm going to go in and just and adding titanium white to any color will cool it down because it is a cool white. A little bit of green. Okay. I think it would have been better if I had a lemon yellow for this particular lemon. But I also don't want it to stand out too much. It's kind of a chalky green, not going to work. So what do you do when you have a lot of paint on your painting and you need to get rid of a color? And this is your friend right here, a small palette knife. Just scrape it back. Let's see what happens when we mix cad yellow and raw umber. I think that's more of what I'm going to go with. Again, you guys, I have a tendency to not use enough paint. I paint too thinly for my own good. So part of my practice in these sessions is to add paint. Okay, at least it's in focus now. My goodness, what a mess. Okay. This is interesting. This is unusual for me, this style of painting, looking at each plane separately and just trying to lay that in. And it really is interesting. Okay, I'm going to mix up a purple color. I won't need that much, so I'm going to put that up there. Purple is the opposite on the color wheel, so it's the complement of yellow. Goes well with lemon paintings, lemon still lifes, and if you look around, you'll see a lot of this color being used together with I'm going to just lay in okay, and greatly tone that back. So just a local color to get something in there that I can work with. Way too purpley, pinkish purpley color. I'm going to add a bit of the complement color, the yellow, which will really tone it down. So you're loading up the brush and laying it on. I don't want too much going on the table. I'm not worried about it too much. I can't see the chat, so if you guys are talking, I'm missing it for the most part. I'll be done with this in a sec, and then you guys can ask me any questions if you want. Yeah, so really toning that down. It still looks pretty purplish though, doesn't it? That reddish. Can't say I like it very much. Takes away from the lemons, don't you think? Gonna gray that down quite a bit. Sometimes, you know, when you have too much color on your canvas, a good gray will really take the edge off. It's a little bit grayer. Still not liking it. So here we go again. Get yourself a palette knife and you can just scrape it off. So when you're painting using different colors that you don't usually use, and styles, especially doing a different painting style like I'm doing today, your palette and scraping back is your best friend. It certainly is. So if I can move this over here, maybe that will be better. So at least when I turn to talk to you guys, you can hear me. So I don't like that very much. Let's mix something different. I like this grayish blue, which is, you know, something that's pretty similar. Let's put that to the side. And going with this white to cool it off. Let's see if that's going to be better. That's better. I think I'm going to really lighten it up. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. That's better. Isn't that better? Yeah. Um, great. So, okay. I'm going to keep going. We'll be finished soon. I usually just give myself an hour to do these, just to get it in, and just trying something new, like working with different colors, a different way of painting, like I did here today. Coming in and just working on the planes to see if I could get that to work. Okay, what I'm not liking now is I'm not liking the background. I'm going to go in and basically scrape back. My palette's crooked. Can you see? I'm still going to keep it dark, but I'm going to blue it up. Let me just scrub that color in. You see how it comes together better. Okay. It just works better. And here's the other thing. The more you play around with the painting and fix and change things, you're going to mess it up. So I'm going to stop doing that. I'm just going to stop and do just a little bit of the more finer work. And hopefully not mess up the painting too much. And I have to remember also, to just loosen up, because I can get very, very, very lost in that perfectionism. I was talking about that in my morning musings today. Learning how to be good enough. And believe me, that's a hard thing for me. But this is not good enough to stop. I still have work on here. And I'm going to do a little bit of the lighting's bad as well, so I'm not quite sure. Okay. when you're using a limited palette, a primary limited palette, basically, you can mix your colors pretty freely without worrying about creating muddy colors. This has got a very light greenish gray undertone. I'll look at this tomorrow in the daylight, and we'll probably, well, we'll see. I think I'm going to leave this as it is and look at it tomorrow. Look at it tomorrow and see if it's see what I learned from it. It was interesting going in and painting. Let me go in with the other camera. Let's see if I can get more light. It was interesting going in and there we go. Hi. Going in and going and just focusing on the shape of the plane that I was painting and trying to get the right value with it. I don't paint that way, but well, I think I picked up a few tips and tricks. I'll have to think on it, and I think I'm going to do a couple more like that because it just is kind of pushing me beyond my habits and my regular, painting. The way that I normally paint. So I think that's the positive thing, and it is the reason why we're doing this this challenge anyways. Paint lemons and to push beyond the borders and to not really worry if it's a good painting or not. Get out of that perfectionist thing. If anybody else out there is the type that wants to paint perfect paintings every time. I do have that. I always have. Again, embracing the good enough. And this one is good enough indeed. And really quite an interesting thing for me. So one is, like I said, that I paint thinly. I've always painted real thin because when you paint thinly, you have control over everything. At least you think you do, but you don't. And oftentimes your paintings can become, there's no life to it. There's nothing really redeeming about the painting. That's big deal. But when you use paint and you lay it on and you're layering one on top of the other, then it gets a little bit more exciting. And so I'm pretty excited about doing that and opening myself up for that. And and working with the plane. So two new things for me today. Well, let's see what we'll do tomorrow. There's been I went to the hashtag lemons on Instagram, but there are so many lemons there that I mean, I can't see anything that you guys have done. I mean, it would take hours to go through and find all the lemons, the hashtag lemons. So I'm not maybe like a hashtag 30 lemons. Maybe that would be a little bit better. So and as you can tell, I don't know about this tech world and the social media world very much, and I don't know very much about hashtags. So if anybody has any suggestions, you let me know, because I'm not good at it. Could also just use my my name, Vita Evenson Art /lemons, or Vita Evenson Art lemons, or lemons Vita Evenson Art. No, that doesn't work. I don't know. You guys let me know, or somebody leave a comment and enlighten me on that if you can. All right, I'm going to sign off for today. It wasn't too bad. Again, my palette colors, the camera is just not a good camera, and it just doesn't have the definition that it should have. So I'm going to need to get a different one, but until I'm able to, we'll just have to work with it. All right, you guys, have a great evening if you're in Europe.